Today, I want to share my tips and tricks on how I'm able to be productive all through the day. I know for most people, when they mention productive, they imagine 1 month tax productivity, 3 months tax productivity, 6 months tax productivity, and maybe even 1 year tax productivity. People go as far as to plan their 5 year goals. Man, I cannot do that. I cannot be one of them. For me, most days I find it hard to get out of bed. Most days I lie weakly in bed after my brain has gone through a whole mental tornado. During my sleep hour, my brain was awake, roaming the whole universe, and when I wake up, I'm so exhausted and tired. I barely have the energy to get out of bed. Not to talk less of trying to plan 1 month, 6 months, or 5 year goals. It's just, it's impossible. All right. For me, if I get out of bed with a little bit more energy, I brush my teeth, take a bath, put on clothes, then that is a minor success for me. Thank God when I'm able to achieve that in the morning. So, yeah. So some of the tips I use in being productive all through the day is: one, I pre-arrange everything I need the night before. One thing that I've come to find out when it comes to ADHD is the fact that our brain don't like mental stress. Like when we are overwhelmed, like we are robots that actually shut down. So one thing I try to do is I try not to waste brain power. So I pre-arrange everything I need the night before. If I know my project is going to involve sewing or making clothes, I try to pre-arrange everything I'm going to need for that project the night before that day. Arrange the scissors, the needle, down to the last tiny detail. I pre-arrange everything and arrange them. I utilize planners, timers, and alarms. I break major tasks into small minor tasks. Then I utilize my planners, timers to arrange those tasks in my calendar. Then I time them with an alarm, because when I think of rings, it's like a notification for my brain to actually get up. And that alarm, I write prepping is probably going to take me the whole day. If I start prepping, I'm going to start prepping, then I'm going to think of something else. It's like a notification to my brain: oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing at this particular time. Focus on that and not on something else, and don't get distracted. Then what I try to do is I try to like spread my major tasks by break. That means is that if I have like a sewing project and I plan to make a top or a gown and a skirt, I'll focus on saying, okay, today I'm just going to focus on making sure I achieve making hands and putting a zipper in. After we're done with that, we can go move on to the next thing. I don't aim on making everything all at once or everything at the same time. I just say today my minor success is going to be able to sit down long enough to put hands and then install a zipper, and then if I'm able to achieve this, yay, it's a win, and we can move on to the next thing and the next until we're done. But for now, let's not focus on making a whole dress. Let's just focus on putting hands and putting a zipper, and yeah, that's amazing. That's what we're going for at this point, so that's enough. Next trick is I try to reward myself for every major task or minor task. There's a reward plan for me that gives my brain something to look forward to. Like if I say, okay, today I'm going to film this video, and then what I'm going to reward myself, I try to say, okay, after working like a Pomodoro mix, after working for like 30 minutes, I'll reward myself with 10 minutes screen time, 10 minutes social media, 10 minutes of interaction with people so they will know I'm still alive. I try to reward myself with little things. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be small. Some of my favorite ways of rewarding myself actually to read a book. That's actually my most favorite thing in the world to do. I try to reward myself with that. I walk for 30 minutes, I read a book for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, it's enough. It gives me enough energy to continue on to my next task. And the next tip I use to be productive all through the day: to take small steps. I take small steps. I don't rush. I don't overthink it, because if I overthink anything, I'm sure to get overwhelmed. So I try by all possible means not to overthink my tasks, not to overthink anything, and just go for it. The next tip I use in having a productive day is to batch prep. I batch prep everything I have to do all at once. If I'm going to be filming, I batch prep all the filming I have to get done. If I'm going to be doing a sewing project or an art project, I batch prep everything I would need for all of them, and I keep them at a location that is close to my hands reach. Them close, I keep them nearby, so whenever I just get up, take a bath, brush my teeth, and sit down, everything I need is within an arm's reach, so I don't have to stress myself or my brains looking for this, looking for that, and then everything is around me, so my energy is conserved. That is one of the most important thing when it comes to being productive: conserving your energy for important things. I know sometimes most people will think, oh, you are taking the easy way out, or you are doing this, you're lazy, but it is not being lazy. It is preserving your energy for the most important tasks and preserving your energy for the tasks that need those brain power the most. So yes, it is very important to conserve your energy. That's why I take all these little steps. I prep, I do everything possible to conserve energy, conserve brain power. That for me is the number one reason why I take all these steps, use all these tip and trick, brain energy conservation. Another thing I do is to prep my meals the day before. Whenever I have projects looming and I know I'm going to be overwhelmed by them, and I may get to that place where I don't even want to get up, do anything, have meals, or I just lie in bed, I try to prep my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Though it's not always possible, but I find when I'm able to do this, I have a more productive day. I prep my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I keep them in the fridge just waiting for me to heat it up. It saves me the energy I would have used in thinking about my meal, or thinking about how hungry I was, or worrying about what I was going to make or prepare for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So these are some of the tricks and tips that help me. I have many more, but I don't want this video to be so long or too long, so I'm going to cut them short. Yeah, I hope this video is able to help someone out there in being more productive every day. And if you find this video useful, like, share, subscribe, and share to someone who needs it and might find it useful also. I'll see you in the next video.